Kobe,
Oh, yeah, Barry?
you know what?
What's that?
No man is better than any man. I feel like I gotta say that in like that Rhode Island, Staten Island accent. He said it is
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you think you're better than me? No man's better than no man. Trust me, I used to work at a White Castle next to the Long Island Express train. What's going on, guys? My name is Barry,
This is Kobe.
and this is Who Watches This.
Music.
Welcome to the last month of Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
So, Kobe, before we get into today's movie, I just wanted to ask you, before this, Robert Pattinson, shiny vampire, moody Batman,
Yes, that's all I knew him as.
but now,
We did 4 movies that I have never heard of this month. And yeah, it's been a ride.
has it changed your outlook on Robert Pattinson as an actor?
This movie certainly has.
And I feel like the strongest of this month was this movie, the last movie, and the first movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I think it was more of like his more stronger performances. I think, what's it called? Cosmopolis. And what's the movie we did last week?
Map to the Stars.
Map of the Stars. Yeah, that one was kind of weak because he was kind of barely in it. That's my fault. But yeah, definitely a strong performance. Yeah, I kept seeing a lot of things of him, and then I think my mind totally changed. And one of the reasons why we didn't do this movie is because it like won awards and enough people saw it. Was like The Lighthouse or with him and William Dafoe.
Right.
And I was like, Dafoe's totally gonna carry that performance, and no, he was equally as strong. Have you seen it?
I have not seen that.
It's super good. Little fun fact though, they had to shoot in black and white because if they didn't, Robert Pattinson just looked like Mario. He had like a red sweater and blue overalls.
I could see that.
And he had a heavy mustache.
Yep.
But today the movie we're talking about, I'm gonna give you guys the our trailer. Right? Ever wonder what an anxiety attack feels like? Let's find out in 2017's a good time. And it's funny, I didn't know that the Safdie brothers were also the same people who did Uncut Gems.
Yep, with Adam Sandler.
Which totally explains why this thing felt like it felt so unsettling. And like there was never a moment where you could just relax.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Should we
because even like the slow part was disturbing, so you still couldn't relax.
And I'm like, if that's what it feels like to be a criminal, I could never.
Yes, like,
I don't even
just
think
nonstop.
I don't even think you could take a poop in peace because someone's gonna be like, "Oh man, what if I'm taking a dump and they're calling the cops?"
Yep.
You're never wiping. Like, I don't know when you could ever find time to wipe. You always have to be on the go, crusty button all. So yeah, let's do. I think it'd be more interesting for us to just talk about the characters, but let me do a quick review or a quick overview of what the actual plot is. So we have two main characters. Well, we have one main character who is Constantine Nikas, I believe is how you say it, or throughout the movie, Connie, played by Robert Pattinson, and he is joined with his brother, Nick.
Yeah.
Nicholas Nikas. Kid never stood a chance. But we do find out that his brother is he's mentally challenged. So he's seeing like a therapist.
Yeah. Yep.
But Connie comes in, he's like, "No, you don't need this." And apparently the boys and their grandmother sort of have differences. More Connie than Nick, just because Nick he's mentally challenge. I feel like it's
Right.
wrong saying it like that.
Go through.
No, go ahead.
No,
okay. But yeah, so Connie, played by Robert Pattinson. He has this whole deal where he's like, all right, man, we're gonna go rob this bank, and we're gonna be fine. We're gonna go to Virginia. We're gonna start a farm.
Yep.
And we're gonna have a peaceful life. And for a second, sorry, I'm a little going off a tangent. I was like, who are these? Like black people. But I was like, that's super effed up because it's Connie and Nick, and they have these skin tight masks.
Yeah.
And it kind of looked like the what's it called, one of the agents from Lilo and Stitch. That was kind of the face that they were having. So they end up robbing this check cashing place. And he's like, he slips a little note in. He's like, give me all the money. I have a gun. I'll kill everybody in here.
Give me $60,000.
Oh, 60. What a strange.
That's apparently the down payment on a farm. I don't know.
But and she's like, this is all I got. He's like, I know you got more in the back. Go get that too. And I was like, why would you do that? You know she's gonna put an ink bomb in there.
Or she's going to go into the back office. That's where she calls the cops.
Exactly, right? But no, they make out with the dough. And as they're walking out, they take off the mask. Hilarious. I was like, oh my God, it's actually... Where did they get such high-grade leather or high-grade masks?
Right, yeah, it's all like a Mission Impossible kind of mask.
But they had their escape route planned. He actually planned this out pretty well. Mm-hmm. But so they had an Uber take him there, and he's like, all right, they will circle back around. They're back in their normal stuff, and they're in the Uber. But as they're going through the Uber, the ink bomb sets off, which sets off a whole chain of events, which end up turning, he hides the money in a Domino's.
Right.
While his brother is, freaking out because of the ink.
Yeah.
He's drinking toilet water. It's freaking disgusting, dude. That guy has trench mouth now. I just know it. But his brother ends up getting caught.
A New York City Domino's. That has got to be the dirtiest toilet. Oh, man.
Yeah, but as they try to escape, they had a change of clothes, so they really planned this thing out well, just in case something happens. But his brother kind of freaks out, and so they start off running, which ends up Nicholas being caught because he goes through a sliding door.
Right,
and knocks himself out.
Yeah, it's a sliding door, and so when Robert Pattinson runs through, it opens, and then it's starting to close. So he thinks it's opening, and so he runs to the side that there's still glass and just face plants.
It's rough, it's not like the movies. This movie's pretty realistic. You run into a glass window, you're gonna knock yourself out.
Yeah.
But his brother ends up getting into jail, and it's not so good for him. The brother is challenged. It just doesn't sound right. He's just slow, and that sounds even worse. But is it bad that sounds more natural than me saying mentally challenged? What's more PC, Colby? I don't know.
I know.
There's so many rules now.
I was talking to Teresa about this movie, and every time I tried to explain, she's like, "Can't say that on the podcast. Can't call him that."
And you're gonna be like, oh, you old men, and we really don't mean any harm within the words that we're using as descriptors.
Right.
It's just what we kind of grew up with, and that sounds terrible. It sounds like you're ignorant. You stay in ignorance.
Okay.
Tangent.
A little side story. Just like the word gay.
Yeah.
20, 30 years ago, everything was gay. It was oh, you get a haircut? That's gay. Oh, hey, you want to come over and hang out with the guys? Oh, you're going out with your girlfriend? Oh, that's gay. So it's what?
Yeah. So I want everybody to know that if we use words that offend you, we don't mean it.
It's because we're old.
Yeah, we're old, but we want to use that as we're really trying to know what correct words we're supposed to use. And I just feel like mentally challenged sounds bad. So I don't know.
It's slow he's differently abled.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say slow. I don't care anymore. the kid's slow. It's okay, right? But he's not gonna do well in normal jail. You know, I don't know
Right.
if the kid has like Asperger's.
Yeah, it could
Or
be. It's
something.
not Downs
Yeah,
or anything like that.
but he's just socially inept,
Yeah.
right? So he gets beat up in prison while he's trying to change the TV channel.
Right, because he was watching a show earlier, and
Yeah.
then he came back into the room, and they had changed the channel,
Yeah.
and it's a whole different group of people, and they're all like, "No, we were watching Law and Order," and he's like, "No, I was watching this other show earlier,"
Yeah.
and they're like, "Don't touch the remote control,"
Yeah,
and then a whole room full of people beat the crap out of him
Yeah.
because he messes with the TV.
you know they're trying to watch Law and Order so they can like maybe something in there will help their appeal. You know, that's what I would do. I'd try to absorb any kind of like lawyer knowledge I could do. Right.
Maybe this is the episode that gets us out.
But what's it called? No, so it cuts back to Robert Pattinson. He's really trying to figure out a way to bail his brother out. He gets the money back from the dominoes, but you know the bail bondsman. He's like, "This money is dirty, first of all, and
Yeah,
you're
he
short 10K."
Yeah, he can take some of it, but the stuff that's all pink,
Yeah,
he's like this is dirty, and he's like, can't you just wash it? And he's like, no, it's a ruin, just throw it away.
I wonder if you could just like cut around the ink because you know sometimes you can take like a $50, like if it's a rip or something.
Right, as long as it's like you could have like 55% of a dollar is
Yeah.
still a dollar.
And I'm just like, if they question me how I got this money, I'd be like, oh, I'm an artist, man. Like, all my paint spilled. Like, maybe there's a special pigment that they could all use. I don't know, right?
Right.
But no. So Robert Pattinson, he goes to his girl's house. She's looking like Glenn Close from The Closer, and you can tell he's kind of just using her for her money.
Right, yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Because
She's just
she's like
lonely.
she's like spoiled brat and with
Yeah.
rich mom, and so she just like he comes in and just she's like, Mom, just leave him alone, go in my room.
Yeah, it's really weird. I thought that was gonna be some like crazy aunt.
I
or
feel
something.
like that's like please no offense on this. I feel
is
like
she
that's
slow
like
too?
no, I feel like that's like New York Jew, like that, like
Oh, like she's Jewish?
yeah, like
Yeah.
rich dad, and dad passed away, and now mom's got all the money, but she controls everything. But the girl was really spoiled by
Yeah.
dad, and so then she's just like, Mom, give me the credit card, kind of thing.
I don't know though, but like the way that she was kind of acting, I don't know. Is she seemed kind of off to me? Like she didn't just seem like a spoiled brat because like New York spoiled kids, they act act certain ways.
Yeah, she wasn't like Snooki.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, like she's from like Jersey, so like she's like if this girl's like a New York Jewish person,
Right,
they definitely know. She just felt like socially awkward,
right.
you know, especially the way that she was talking to her mom. I was like, why is she talking to her like she's like 16? God, I hate you, Mom. You're such a freaking loser. But Robert Pattinson ends up convincing her like, hey, can we go to the bail bondsman? Like, we need to bail out my brother. I just need like a couple thousand.
And he kind of changes the story. He's like, yeah, I was trying to get my brother out of the home,
Yeah.
and because the therapist was abusing him, and then he and the therapist got in a fight. Now the therapist is pressing charges.
Yeah. It's a huge like he super lies to her, right? But so they get to the bail bondsman and he's like, all right, well, you got the 10K. She's like, whoa, 10K? You said like 3. And I was like, geez, I can't even get my mom to buy me a meal nowadays. Like, but they try to run it through. Like, meanwhile, this movie is so busy. There's not really a time where there's like a lull in the screen.
Right.
But bail bondsman is trying to find out what the brother is. Meanwhile, the card is getting declined because the mom shut it off because she knows what kind of people Connie's is. You know.
Right. So so she the mom calls her, and so it's like you get the impression that it was like one of those $10,000 charges, so it get like texts the mom like approve this charge, and mom was like, nope, because she's like, Mom, we're at a legitimate place.
Yeah, we're gonna get the loan back. You know, I'm trying to help somebody.
Yeah.
And after that, Connie ditches her.
Right.
like you don't even get a goodbye or anything. I was like, like she's just gone.
Right. Yep.
So he ends up finding out like his brother's at a hospital. So he goes to the hospital, tries to break his brother out. He finds a room where like this guy is just covered up in bandages.
Right. Yeah.
And there's
Like
a
head to
police,
toe.
yeah.
And there's a police officer at the door.
So he's like, that must be my brother. He ends up sneaking out his brother, taking him to the little freaking wheel bus, patient bus.
Yeah.
Right, but those things are usually scheduled for however many stops, and so he's able to trick the guy. Like he's like, "Hey, I'm only 2 blocks away. Can you drop us off over there?" He's like, "Fine." He ends up going to one of the other patients' houses and makes up a whole story. He's like, "I don't have my keys. Can you please can I just use your phone?"
Right.
You know, it's this old Jamaican lady. I know a Jamaican lady when I see one because I used to have a neighbor that was like her. But no, so she's like, listen, if you want to stay the night, I got you a room. Don't worry about it. And then, so he's there for the night with with her granddaughter and her upstairs. He dyes his hair because he's trying to change his appearance.
It was odd, but he goes into the bathroom to use the bathroom and he sees a box of hair dye and he's just like, let's dye my hair.
Yeah. The granddaughter, she's 16. She's kind of with it, but she's like, I got an ex-boyfriend, but he was a drug dealer. And he's like, well, where does he live? He's like, I can't tell you. I don't want his spot to get hot, even though he's my ex-boyfriend. So
yep.
she was cool. She was down, right? But they were watching cops. And then all of a sudden, his picture kind of pops up, and I get super uncomfortable here. Robert Pattinson starts making out with her.
Right.
Takes her up to the room, and I was like... I kind of skipped. I was like, I don't want to watch this.
Right. As I said, the one slow part of the movie is super awkward.
Yeah. It's I'm like, no, I can't watch this, right? But then all of a sudden, Connie's brother, he starts making noise, but it doesn't sound like Connie's brother.
Right.
It sounds like some kid from Staten Island.
Yeah. Yep.
He feeds him some Oxy, and he talks to the girl. I think her name is Crystal, and he's like, hey, can you take... does your grandma have a car? Can we take it? I just got to drop him back off at the hospital. He's, feeling funny or whatever. She's like, fine, but I got to go with you. So they end up hopping all in the car. The police is now crowding 2 blocks away where the guy dropped off the kid with Robert Pattinson. And so they try to head over to the hospital. Hospital swarmed with cops.
Right.
They go to the White Castle. He's like, hey, go get us a meal. And then the two of them talk. We find out that this kid from Staten Island, he just got out of jail for 2 years. And now that Robert Pattinson accidentally broke him out,
right,
now he's in violation of his parole. He tells the whole story about... the kid tells Robert Pattinson the whole story about how he got out of jail. He got messed up with his boy. They took acid. Then they went to this arcade. They were running acid out there. Find out one of the guys... gets Radio Shack. Oh, he steals
a Radio Shack.
I was like, those are still around in 2017. And I was like, you possibly couldn't have gotten that much money from a Radio Shack. But they go to a Coney Island type of situation where they stash the cash, and then Staten Island kid, he ends up getting caught up by a taxi because he couldn't pay.
Right.
So he ends up jumping out of the taxi, and that's how he ends up in the hospital.
But he's high on acid, so he
high.
thinks that the taxi's going 20 miles an hour, and it's going 50.
Yeah.
And so he jumps out, and...
Luckily, he didn't die.
But he messed up his moneymaker. For sure, his face is trashed.
Jacked up, right? So they end up going to the Coney Island type of place. They try to look for the dough. For the bag, for the Radio Shack money.
Right, which isn't easy to find because they stashed it while he was super high on acid.
Yeah. He's probably mixing it up. He saw hundreds in there. They're probably dollars.
Right, exactly.
But the security guard of the...
and the acid's in a Sprite bottle.
Yeah. No wonder... No, I was going to be no wonder all these athletes look like Sprite. I remember Grant Hill used to be such a Sprite sponsor. Right? You could actually call that number that he used to have in the commercials. This is Grant Hill for Sprite. But the security guard ends up seeing them in the security cameras, and the whole situation happens over there. But they're able to subdue the security guard, but not But right after they do that, the cops show up. Robert Pattinson puts on the uniform, acts like he's the security guard.
Yep, and then
Points him to the
Staten Island throws like 30 hits of acid in the poor security guard's mouth.
Oh, that's why he was on that. So he's like, "Oh, just do it."
Yeah,
So
Robert Pattinson's like, yeah, I'm security. It's the guy who broke in. I think he's a druggie.
Yeah, he's getting high
because he is trashed.
Oh man, 30 hits, Jesus. But what's it called? Crystal ends up leaving the car, and then the cops think, oh, she's with the guy.
Yeah,
You know, because it's like 2 a.m. What are you doing here? You know, and then but she sees Robert Pattinson dressed up as a security guard, and she doesn't say anything. Sorry for but like for your future dudes, that's a down girl. She ain't no snitch, you know.
right. She's also still kind of waiting for him to say something to get her out of it.
No, she knew. If her ex-boyfriend was a drug dealer, she knew the score.
It's
Unfortunately, watch your daughters, fellas. But Robin Pattinson and Staten Island end up going back to his place where he has like this bear of a dog.
So they go back to the security guard's place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
is that who
they stole the security guard's key and wallet.
Oh, I thought that was Robert Pattinson's spot. Because the way that he but then I guess he still had the security guard's stuff on.
Yep.
And so he's like,
and earlier he was like, oh yeah, I love dogs. I'm like the dog whisperer.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense now. Okay, so yeah, they go to the security guard spot. They try to chill until they can find out how much money they can get for the Sprite acid.
Right.
So Staten Island calls this boy up, but they can't really meet in between. Robert Pattinson wants $15K, and what was his name? Syphilis? I don't know. Syphil, something like that. He's like, yo, I'm gonna go to the BX, grab Mary, if you know what I'm talking about, and we were about to bang, bang, bang.
Yep.
But Robin Pattinson kind of knows the score. He's like, all right, I gotta dip out because I know y'all are plotting something.
Right.
We didn't come to the agreement, right? What's it called? What's his face though? Staten Island tries to stop him, but he ends up getting away from Staten Island. Staten Island calls his boy up. He's like, yo, you gotta get him. He's trying to dip right now. He's like, nah, the place is too hot. There's too many cops around. And so he goes outside, sees Robert Pattinson, gets apprehended.
Yep.
Throws the bottle of Sprite. And he tries to escape, but he ends up falling to his death.
Right, because they're on the 10th floor on this apartment building, and
12th floor,
and the cops are coming. So he's like, if I can crawl out this window, I can get to the patio below me, and he's
drunk.
And also he couldn't climb over the fence earlier because his shoulder was all messed up.
Yeah.
So I figure that was trying to make that move to the patio.
Yeah,
with a bad shoulder.
And Robert Pattinson ends up in the back of a cruiser. We cut to his brother Nicholas. He's actually out.
Yep.
He's actually at the psychiatric office. I think what we find out is that Connie takes the rap for everything.
Right.
Because he knows, he's like, if my brother's in here, he's going to die in here.
Right, yeah.
Robert Pattinson could at least become an Aryan brother.
He's at least got street smarts.
Yeah, he's smart enough to try to
not get shanked.
Yeah, get shanked. You got to get with a crew, and unfortunately, that's kind of where he fits in. Unless he's a man that can get you something on the inside, then he's like, oh, that's the store.
Right. Yep.
He could become the bodega on the inside. But yeah, and so we actually, Nick has probably the happiest ending that you could ask for in this type of movie, because he goes back into therapy, and now he's sort of he's in a class with people like him, and they're just trying to make sure that these people are able to control their anger and all that stuff, because Nicholas look like if he gets mad, it's off the rails. Right.
Right, yeah, because he's big football player size. Yeah. He's a Lenny and what's the? Tell me about the rabbits. Tell
me about the rabbit, Lenny. Like Varsity Blues?
No, old story about. Never mind.
Old story. I think he's talking about like Bubba Ray from Varsity Blues. Yeah, the guy is like at least like 6'2". Huge guy.
Right.
By my standards. But yeah, the movie just ends there. I think this is the best explanation I've done off the dome.
It's right.
That's how strong this movie stuck with me. Now, before me and Kobe talk about like the characters and all that stuff, let's go to our reviews, which were pretty mixed. It was either really high or just abysmally low.
That seems how the Pat Man does his movies. Yeah. He chooses a little bit interesting stuff, and then. Okay, so we got a 10 out of 10 by. I can't remember. I don't know what that is. A whole lot of consonants. This movie stays with you. You won't stop thinking about it. If you're like me and you read through numerous user reviews on IMDb, searching desperately for that one positive review that drowns out the others and gives you enough to finally give the movie a look, this is it. Good Time knocked my socks off. It was an awesome movie. It grabs your attention quickly and never lets it go. It's one of those movies that stays with you. After I first watched Good Time, I thought about it for the next 2 days. I sometimes wish I could watch it for the first time again. Stop reading reviews, okay? That's the movie you're looking for. Watch Good Times and enjoy.
And then we got a 1 out of 10. 2 hours of my life, which I'm never going to get back. This movie is bad in so many ways that it's not worth spending the time to describe them all. A short advice to anyone wondering if they should watch it: better find something more interesting to do. I was fooled by the high ranking in IMDb. I hope with time the ranking will go to where it deserves to be. But it's
Ouch.
I know, but it's a pretty good show of how these people like either really loved it or just didn't like it at all.
Right. that is literally this month 4 out of 4 movies were like either 10s or 2s.
But I mean, like, really, like, I wanted to talk to you about like the characters in this movie, but really the only one that had anything was Robert Pattinson.
Yes. Yeah, I loved that they played him ugly. Yeah. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Like, he's not attractive in this movie, and it fits his, like, personality. He's got, like, he loves his brother, no other redeeming qualities.
Right. And even then, I don't know if I know he loves his brother, but like, I just felt like he needed his brother to feel like to feel like someone actually needed him, even though he was such a shitty person.
Yeah, it could be.
Because the way that he treats the people, like throughout this movie, you get to see clips of his grandma, and he's like, I hate him. He broke my arm. I was like, Jesus, Grandma. But like, you know,
and you totally get the impression that Nick and Grandma's fights are a little because Nick's slow, but mostly because of Connie.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, see, that's the thing about this movie too, is that we don't really get any backstory on them. So like, I mean, all we know is that they live with their grandmother. What happened to their parents?
Right.
Did the dad leave after Nick was born because he was slow? I don't know. That could scare a lot of people away.
Right.
It's a fucking terrible thing to say, but it definitely happens. Or what? Did they die in a plane crash like Spider-Man's parents in Amazing Spider-Man? And this is just the other timeline that Peter never got his power. I don't know. And like, it's funny, like you say that they played him ugly, and he's definitely like, I mean, it's still Robert Pattinson. The dude's not bad looking by any means, right? But this one, he looked grungy. He looked dirty.
Right.
But man, like, you know, if he just got a clean fade, a nice shave.
Daryl from like Walking Dead or Boondock Saints.
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus,
Yeah.
like attractive guy, but like then like you put him in like Walking Dead with long hair and a little dirty, and he's just like a little
Oh, but he's Walking Dead sexy.
right. But that's how this is. It's
Yeah.
like this guy's not winning any like runway models,
Yeah.
but he could still do. He'd be like New York schmooze somebody, and you know.
Yeah, it would be that old Jewish girl.
Right, yeah.
But like I was like, man, if you just cleaned up yourself, like nobody had ever told you to clean up yourself. Like, look, come on, man. But I don't know, like, because obviously I think the whole family dynamic, which these characters we never get to see these characters have, is like what probably really move those characters forward. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, like Kobe, like there's not like any time to breathe in this movie. But like, was there like was there a part in this movie that you found like where you're like anxious or any like that made you feel kind of like nervous?
Was so like it like the beginning of the movie is just like flawless. Yet like him rescuing his brother from what he feels is not where his brother should be, which is probably exactly where his brother should be. Yeah. But like him including his brother in this like robbery so that they could do it together, so they could get out of town. And then like the police chase, and then it's just once he hits that glass, it's like, oh.
And then the title card comes in. I was like, oh,
right.
It was like 15 minutes of this high tension action sequence, like beat for beat. No, like if this was like music, this was like EDM, 180 beats per minute.
And you say that the soundtrack playing in the background is like that.
Yeah.
And so it, even if there's like 3 seconds of slow, that soundtrack's in the background and it keeps you hyped.
Yeah. I feel like one of the things I really did love about this movie was the soundtrack, because like the soundtrack kind of almost felt like the heartbeat, like of like how these people are feeling in this situation.
Right.
Like during the high moments, it was like a high tension song. It was a high BPM song where it kind of made you feel like that's like the adrenaline that's like pumping, and then during the slow moments, it's slow and awkward and disturbing, making out with the 16-year-old.
Yeah.
I think I turned her away. I was like, ooh, I don't want to see that. I was like, oh, he's taking her to the bed.
Right, yeah. They're on the couch and he just picks her up and she's all like, hee. He walks her to her room because that's when his grandma shows up on the TV, like on the newscast. Yeah. And so he's just like, can't have her seeing this.
And I was like, oh, please, somebody like stop this from happening. I was like, don't have sex with her, please.
Right.
Please don't have sex right now. You're already a terrible person. Oh, but yeah, the whole situation during the Adventureland part.
Right.
Where like, I don't even know if they're going to be able to get out of that one. Staten Island looked like he wasn't going to snitch. He was like, I'm here by myself, man. I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, I see your friend, man. See, he's right there. Fucking don't tell me that shit. I thought him and Robert Pattinson were gonna be best friends until we find out that, Robert Pattinson obviously needs the money.
Because there's like deep layers where like Robert Pattinson thinks he's better than Staten Island, but they had that whole conversation of like, nobody's better than anybody else.
Yeah.
And it's like, it like, I don't know if it hits him at that point or if it's a little bit later, but it's like, yeah, you're just as scummy as Staten Island is.
Yeah.
Don't think you're better than him.
All right. Yeah, because that whole situation, I am better than you. You're a fucking loser.
Right, exactly.
I was like, whoa, I mean, you know, calling the kettle black, you know? You're just as scummy as that dude, you know? At least that dude's upfront with it.
Right, yep.
I love how when he first gets out of jail, it's like the first thing he did is like, I need alcohol. And I was like, this is so gross. And the sad part is like, there's been moments in my life where I was definitely in a situation, not like crazy like this, but the part where like Staten Island goes with his boy to pick up some acid.
Yeah.
And like people were just doing drugs. Staten Island is like fucking a prostitute. And I was like, oh, God. And it just brought me back to a time and I was like, oh, what? Like I should have never have been in that situation because I was like 16. But you know, you can't pick your family. Oh man, but like I think if I had to pick a time where there was a lull in this movie where you can actually kind of breathe was when Staten Island was telling his whole story to Robert Pattinson.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, just like it was almost in the same style as Michael Pena when he does his little storytelling in the Ant-Man movies.
Mm-hmm. I could totally see that.
Oh, Kobe. So like when I first introduced this movie to you, did you like look up a trailer? Did you want to see what it was about? You're like, nope. Going in blind.
This whole month, every movie went in blind. At least the last two movies had a little bit of idea of what to expect because I was a fan of the director. Yeah. I didn't even know this director at this point.
Oh, until you saw like, oh, okay, he also did Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense though because like, as you're visually when you were watching this movie, like, was it very, like, was there ever a feeling when you're just watching it visually and you're just like unsettled, or did you feel like there was never a time for you to be like take a breather?
No, like you said, like, the only time it was take a breather was when they were at Grandma's house or at the
White Castle,
the Jamaican grandma's house, and it was like, okay, we can relax a little, and then like I said, then it got awkward, and then all of a sudden, like, brother wakes up, and it's not his brother, it's he kidnapped basically somebody else from the hospital.
I know. No, it's just because I noticed that when I was watching this movie, the Safdie brothers, I don't know if this is just their filming style or like how they frame up shots, but there's like, you know, the usage of like different colors. Like it was never just a regular color in this movie.
Right.
You know, there was like
lots of lights and shadows.
Yeah, splashes of pink, purple, all over the place. The uptight, close shots constantly.
Yes.
To make you feel claustrophobic. And I think that's like intentional, just like Cronenberg uses like, you know, spots of one shots.
Yep.
This one, it felt so tight on Robert Pattinson the whole time, and that's probably because this movie is supposed to make you feel like what was it called? When you can't handle small claustrophobic.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Oh, I totally see. With this and then the Uncut Gems, like they have this like light, dark, very shadowy kind of film that like super close up style of like just
shots.
Yeah.
Super. Yeah, and I think that's super intentional. Just like how all great freaking directors.
If it was accidental, then bravo.
Oh, a happy accident. You know? Yeah. I don't know. Like, see, it's funny. Like now that I like, because like, you know, when Parasite came out, it was like this huge success, and then so I watched all these like film analysis, and people always talked about Bong Joon-ho's use of like lines and tracking shots and all that stuff. So now that's all I ever try to look for is like, how is this spot? How did the director make this shot?
The movies like this, I actually watched this twice this week, and it's like one time you just watch the movie.
Yeah.
And then the second time you go in and you watch the things in the movie.
Yeah.
And that was definitely like the music made the movie the first time, but it didn't stand out to me.
Yeah.
And then the second time I watched it, I was like, I feel this way in these scenes because of the background music.
Okay. Yeah.
I just felt that way in that scene the first time I watched it. Like when I watch a movie like that, I just open my brain and it just all pours in, you know.
I just spread my brain legs and let all the knowledge come in.
You've got to be making some mistakes if I'm noticing
on the first round.
Yeah, if I'm noticing the music or the film angles or something, it's got to be super messed up or overly intentional.
Yeah, and like, it's funny. It feels like this movie it feels like it's like hand shot, but it isn't. But it's just like how fast paced like the turns go on the scenes, the tracking shots, how fast paced it keeps up with it. It's a little shaky, but not too shaky. Yeah, this movie is it really is just a huge anxiety
and so
panic attack for me.
Right. It's two brothers. One wrote it, one directed it.
Yeah.
And Nick is one of the two of them. And I
really?
don't know which one. I don't know if it was the writer or the director.
Oh, so okay, so the guy who played Nick is one of the Safdie brothers?
This is one of the Safdie brothers.
Oh, let's see. Let's look that up. Benny Safdie. Oh, I should have seen that because I was like, oh, okay.
And then they were talking about how it's all filmed in actual places, in like the Queens and Queens surrounding areas.
Yeah.
And so like every place they mention is a real place. Every street's a real like a real street, because they were trying to keep it realistic. And then they said that they had an actor that they had hired for the bail bondsman.
Yeah.
And after they shot it, they didn't like it, so they went back to the bail bondsman place, and that's the actual bail bondsman that works there, and they're like, "Hey, you saw us shoot the scene. Can we shoot it with you?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Sure." And they shot it, and they're like, "Wow, that's how this scene's supposed to go."
Oh man, that guy was good,
right?
You know, and I was like, no wonder, because he's an actual bail bondsman.
Yep.
Oh, the security is the captain from Captain Phillips. Look at me. I am the captain now. That was him. See, I was like, man, he kind of reminds me of the dude from Captain Phillips. Oh, dude, yeah, that's crazy. All right, let's see who Necro is. Necro, or Khalif, not syphilis. Mm-hmm. New York rapper from Brooklyn. All right, gonna check out his stuff. I mean, he's 46 years old, so I don't know how good it is if I've never heard of it. Oh man, yeah, that's actually really cool. Yeah, I need you to always get up on the trivia for these things nowadays.
Yeah, I actually was watching an interview with the brothers, and they were just talking about their movies in general. Oh. And then that's when they kind of mentioned, they were like, yeah, on this movie we were trying to make it like, you know, everything is filmed like on location. They're all like actual places.
Oh, so are they like
a set?
Are they like the New York version of M. Night Shyamalan?
It could be,
because you know how he's like, I'm only filming in Philadelphia or Pennsylvania. That's
right.
We're only shooting in Philly, and it was like Safdie Bros. They have this good time, and then they have Uncut Gems also in New York. Right.
You know, I bet that like you grow up in an area like that, and if you're writing the stories too, like you know, you're not going to be writing it about Las Vegas if you'd ever been there.
Yeah.
You're writing it in New York. You're writing it in some kind of big metropolis city because that's where you grew up. That's what you know. That's That's where you get your feels.
That makes sense. Like it's home turf. You're shooting on home turf.
Right.
And then it just makes it feel more authentic. I mean, also it shows that on IMDb that they hired real cops.
Yep.
And I think this was important. All the actors besides Robert Pattinson and Benny Safdie had scripts. Like only Benny Safdie and Robert Pattinson. Everybody else was just given a detailed background story. So that's kind of improv.
Super awesome. Yeah.
I know. And I know obviously you could take multiple takes, but those are probably just like the rawest takes that you could take. Or maybe the Safdie brothers are like, I'm kind of lazy, let me just tell you,
Right. Yep.
it would be mad chaotic, especially during the bail bondsman scene where the guy's an actual bail bondsman. He's just like, all right, I got to act like I'm calling the judge. Okay.
Right. Yeah. I'm just doing an everyday job here. I could do that better than you can.
See, now the guy's getting residuals, man. It's just residual checks all the time. Do you feel like that could, or do you think that'd be a really great idea for just like a lot of, I think a lot of young directors or like independent filmmakers could kind of like take notes of that and just use people that are like in the profession. Like maybe, you got a construction scene, so you just use a real foreman.
Right. Yep.
It's just be like, hey, this is what we want. Can you kind of just act it out? And then I just need you to go from this place to this place. And you just did it.
Right. Yeah. I'll throw you $100 for 30 seconds of your time.
We'll get you what's it called? Like a residual, for being in the movie. Because I think it goes like if you talk in the movie, you're automatically bumped up like a pay grade.
Okay.
That's why there's some movies where like they don't say anything at all.
Right.
Like a Sleepaway Camp. There's some people just don't say anything. And we're like, we don't want to pay you. So shh.
In a similar but different, in an animated series, you can do the voice of up to 3 people before you get a pay bump.
What?
So sometimes you'll have if like somebody comes in and they only have 4 minutes in a animated series, they'll be like, okay, well, you stay later and we'll have you also do the voice of this guy and this guy.
So you can get you a little bit more money there.
No, you get the same amount of money.
Oh, same amount. Oh.
3.
You have to get to the 4th one.
1 to 3, same pay.
Oh, I'd be like, no, I'm okay. I have to go home. I'm quiet quitting today. Did you hear about that, by the way? Quiet quitting?
Yeah, yep.
Do you hear about how old people are really mad about it? Like that Mr. Wonderful guy from Shark Tank. He's like, that's stupid. Sorry, we're just going off on a tangent.
Right. I'm like, I can understand, but I'm like old school, so it doesn't process correctly in my brain, and I'm like, if you're gonna quit, then just fire them. Just get rid of them. Get somebody else in there.
But that's not what it's about, though.
Right. No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
So, I see both sides,
Yeah.
but, it's because I'm almost 50, my brain's like, no, you got a job, you work, because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be off at 5, though, so I'm off at 5.
Right.
I know, see,
I've put in hundreds of bonus hours for companies.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I came, I feel like this is a terrible thing, but I think it stops at millennial of work hard, you'll get promoted.
Right.
No, don't believe. I believe in the quiet quitting. I'm like, I've started doing that to people even before it was a thing. I was like, listen, you have me till 5, so I got to go at 5.
So I feel like millennial is it's like the generation after that that's definitely into the quiet quitting. I feel like millennial, we're like Gen X was like, get your job, work it, you work hard, you'll get promoted, you'll get a raise. Millennials, I feel it's like, get this job, work hard, so that you can leave to get a better job.
Yeah.
And then you could work hard there, and then you could leave to get a better job.
Yeah. You get headhunted, you know?
Yeah. And then this new generation is just like, do the minimum. Just do enough to not get fired, because
I don't think it's do the minimum.
If they wanted you to do more, they would appreciate you more.
They would pay you more. No, I don't think it's do the minimum. I think it's just like, I'm gonna do what's in my job description. Because
Okay, so there's in my head, that's the minimum.
Shut up, Grandpa. I know you used to get malt shakes at the corner stores for 5 cents. And this is why Robert Pattinson had winded up where he did in this movie. He tried to work hard.
Yep.
And he always got fired. You know, it's funny too, is like New York is a super good state for employees, because it is really hard to get fired there. I think you have to get written up for the same thing 3 times before you can get fired. Unlike in Las Vegas, where like, I kind of don't like you anymore. Right.
No, you can't. You can't tell them why you're firing.
Yeah.
It's a right to work state, so you can just be like, "We're gonna let you go," and they're like, "Why?" And you're like, "Because we don't need you anymore."
Yeah. That's it. We're just gonna.
Right. You get in trouble if you tell them why, because then they can fight that.
Oh yeah. All right.
But if you
let it slip,
we're just letting you go. We don't need you here anymore. We're letting you go.
Your position has been closed.
Yes.
We are Okay, can you say we're downsizing?
You can, but you can't then immediately replace their position with somebody else, or else they can complain and they can fight it.
Man, see, legal shit sucks.
Yep.
I always be asking why too. I never know why I ask that, but I'm like, why? Why am I getting fired? And they're like, damn, so many people I could have sued. Would have been Bitcoin rich by now.
Yep. I worked as not a server, a busboy at a fancy restaurant, and they let me go. It was the only job I've ever been fired from, and they let me go, and I was okay with that, because I was going to college, and it was way more of a job than I wanted.
Yeah.
They wouldn't tell me why.
Yeah.
But then, like 2 months later, they closed. So I was like, oh, they probably just let me go because they were already starting to do cutbacks and stuff.
I was gonna say, like, Colby, they didn't fire you; they just quit you.
Yeah. And I was one of those ones, like, I didn't know when breaks and stuff were, so I just didn't take them. I was always like, hey, everybody else that works here is like eating and stuff, and you never told me when breaks were, so I'll just keep on sweeping the floor and cleaning tables.
You know, it's funny. One of my friends was like that too. He was working at a bar, not as a bar back, but just as a busboy, and they just stopped putting him on the schedule. So he's just like, oh, I guess I'm not working this week, and it just kept happening until someone was just like, yeah, you were let go. I thought they probably just thought you got the hint. Can you fight that?
It's a trick, because if they fire you, they have to pay unemployment insurance on you for firing you, especially if they fire you for like you weren't like stealing or something.
Yeah.
But they can just be like, oh, we're overstaffed, so we're not going to put you on the schedule. And then they can do that for a few weeks, and then you're not sure. And then 1 week they put you on the schedule, and you don't show up. You don't show up, and they're like, no call, no show. Let them go. We don't have to pay insurance because they quit.
Wow. All right, guys. Well, we're coming up to our hour. I know we had to like fill in that last 10 minutes with just random talk. There's really not enough to talk about. You just have to watch this movie to kind of understand, like, it's so fast paced, even though it's an hour and 40 minutes.
Right.
But if this is the first time you guys are joining us, we have our reviews in 4 sections. We have Stream It, DVD it, Blu-ray it, and the Ultimate Box Collection. Colby, where you at?
If we're doing like Ultimate Box, like Pattinson, like get these 4 movies in Ultimate Box, I'm doing that. If we're doing the Director Brothers,
Yeah.
yeah, I would do that Ultimate Box set.
Do they only? I think they only have 2 movies out.
Three movies and some shorts.
Okay. There's also you're going for the shorts too.
Well, yeah, right.
Yeah, you got to go for the shorts as well.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed this. The last 2 movies I really enjoyed more because of the director than because of Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
This movie was like the movie that was like, holy crap, this guy can be more than a shiny vampire.
Or gloomy Bruce Wayne.
Right. Like this was like, oh, he's got some real talent.
Some chops.
This was a this movie, his acting was better than the movie.
Yeah.
Where the last 2 movies, the Cronenberg movies, were the movie was better than his acting, but he played the part well.
Yeah, he played his role.
Yeah. So
yeah. No, I think so you going Blu-ray?
I would go Blu-ray on this, definitely. Yeah, I would definitely show this to people.
Yeah, I'm definitely the funny thing about me and Colby right now, we're like different, right? Because I go Blu-ray too, but I'm putting this movie in the same category as Passion of the Christ. Like I don't want to watch this movie again. Just because I was like I felt tired, not like mentally tired, but just like I was just always anxious throughout this whole movie, so I was always kind of freaked out. Like I mean I thrive pretty well in high pressure situations. I just don't like to be in them. And this movie definitely feels like you're stuck in this high pressure situation where you're always having to think. Like this is also why I don't like playing chess anymore. It's like it makes my brain hurt.
Right. You're like checkers. Like, be like, oh, I can move here. Now it's your turn.
Right.
Get back to me when you're done.
But like, I guess like when you're like this type of criminal where you always have to think 5-10 steps ahead.
Right.
And then like, but you also, not only do you have to think about where you want to be 10 steps ahead, but you have to think about where your plan could get messed up in.
Right.
And then
everybody you deal with, what mistakes are they gonna do? What wrenches are they gonna throw in your way?
Yeah, and then so not like you have to think 10 steps ahead exponentially.
Yeah,
which is why like it's funny like when you watch chess tournaments, they can go for like 6 hours. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they take a break and eat.
Right.
So that's just me. So, but yeah, definitely, I think it is worth a watch if you've never watched it before. If you think like if you have this preconceived notion of like Robert Pattinson is only this type of actor.
Oh yeah, this will be the one that changes your mind. That he was absolutely fantastic in this.
Even during the disturbing parts of making out with a 16-year-old. All right, guys. Well, hey, make sure you guys check out our show notes down below. We have all our links for Amazon affiliate links down there. We also have a link to our YouTube channel where we talk about more updated movies and shows, and it's more commentary based versus what the podcast is about.
And you can occasionally see our beautiful faces
in 8-bit.
Hey, we've done a live intro. And definitely follow our socials, or like our Facebook and our Twitter and stuff like that. And that way we will keep you posted on anytime we drop a video, anytime we drop a new podcast. We do them weekly, so that's pretty easy to follow. But anything that's cool that's coming up, we always try to keep you guys informed.
Yeah, and we have like 100+ episodes now,
so many.
We can keep you guys busy for a long time.
Lots of days at the gym. Long car rides.
Subway rides.
Yeah.
Train ride. Or, no, same thing. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out there's a theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage, and her Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.